I am absolutely obsessed with this whacked out Willy Wonka experience story. I can't stop laughing about it, and some of the horror stories coming out of this event are just absolutely hilarious. And I'll be honest, it feels good to sometimes cover a story that's a little bit, more lighthearted than others. Because I don't know if you all have noticed, but we are only 2 months into 2024. And it feels like we've already had a year's worth of crazy stories unfolding within the last 2 months. And this is really the calm before the storm. 2024 is going to be one of the most wildest years in history, especially as we inch closer to November. So we need to take every opportunity that we can to laugh at little things while we can before things get a little bit more serious, if you know what I mean. But as far as this event goes, all of the actors who are hired to work there, they all seem legit traumatized. Like, no lie, we've heard from Opioid Oompa, the Oompa Loompa actress that was hired to work at this event. Her telling of events was sad and hilarious, but now we're hearing from the actor who was hired to play Wonka. And his telling of events, it's obviously going to be amusing. I'm going to let you hear it in just a moment. But it's also kind of horrific in a way. Because, when you're hired to play an Oompa Loompa, subconsciously, people aren't looking at you like you're the leader, right? You're just an Oompa Loompa, an innocent Loompa. You're just the help. You're like the sidekick, the side character. No one's going to blame this on you. But when everyone's at this big event, the Willy Wonka experience, who do you think that they're going to subconsciously view as the figurehead of this event? Willy Wonka. So the actor who played Wonka, he has the weight of the world on his shoulders, or at least the weight of, whatever the hell they got going on his shoulders. And in a way, when all of these kids show up and they're getting disappointed, their disappointment, their anger, their tears, it's not directed to the people who threw this event who are behind the scenes. No, they're looking at the guy who's playing Wonka. Even some of the parents are looking at Wonka. They're not thinking, oh, Wonka has nothing to do. He's just an actor. They're not thinking about the people who scammed them behind the scenes. Everyone's looking at Wonka. Now, this guy had to work and try to play in character for hours on end. They gave him nothing to work with. They gave him an AI script that had none of the props or anything that were necessary for him to carry off, whatever job they gave him to do. After he took a short lunch break, he said he came in and parents were trashing the place. Some were stealing props. The situation was so bad that they called the police. Now, I've gone to a lot of events. I've gone to a lot of small Comic Cons and conventions in small towns that were really crappy. But I've never been to something so bad that my first thought is, hey, I need to call the freaking police. This is so bad I gotta call the cops. But that's what a lot of parents did. But instead of me going further and describing what happened there, because I wasn't there, let's listen to the actor who played Wonka. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I was told that I needed to learn the script for the Friday. So I said, no problem, send it over. The script was 15 pages, monologue, pretty much, of AI-generated gibberish, which I will read some for you if you want. In fact, no, I don't even need to read it because I learnt it all, and it was mad. I've learnt all of it. That's all in there. That's in my brain. So I'll give you one of the lines from the script. I'm not going to do the Willy Wonka voice because I think I've embarrassed myself enough over the last few days. But one of my favourite lines was, "There is a man who lives here, His name is not known, so we call him the Unknown. The Unknown is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls. What? What is an evil chocolate maker for a start? Does he make evil chocolate, or is he an evil man who makes chocolate? And what do you mean he lives in the walls? So I had to perform that line with gusto and validity, and that was a challenge as an actor. We were told on the experience to hand out a jelly bean, one jelly bean per child, and a quarter of a cup of Tesco's own brand lemonade. That was what the children got. No chocolate. There was no chocolate to be had at this chocolate factory, which I really think they missed a trick, because if there's ever an event to sell chocolate, I'd say it was this one. But no, they went with a single jelly bean and a quarter of a glass of lemonade. We turned up as a group of actors in the morning on the Saturday and saw what this was. You could say it was a world of imagination, in that you had to imagine it was not a dirty old warehouse. But we walked around this place and saw just health and safety nightmare for a start. We saw there was no special effects that was promised. There was a thing that was supposed to be called the Twilight Tunnel, which was supposed to be a tunnel that like a tunnel that everyone walked through that was like dark, but there's supposed to be stars like twinkling inside it and stuff like that, which I thought could have been quite cool. What it was a bunch of checkered flags pinned to a wall with some mirrors that were found, I don't know where, maybe probably the toilets. So that was a letdown. Anyway, we all got together as actors and we were like, look, it is unlikely that we're going to get paid for this event. However, they're going to put this event on with or without us. And children are going to be coming through. Let's just stick around. Let's do our best to make sure that the children have some kind of experience, and all the actors who worked on it were, are very, very nice, lovely people. So we stuck around. We did our best with what we had, which was very little. Repeatedly as well, like the script, just to backtrack, the script had a moment where I was supposed to suck up the unknown with a giant vacuum cleaner. And I asked about that, and the people running the event were like, we don't know what to do with that. Just improvise. That I can't improvise a vacuum cleaner. You either have a vacuum cleaner or you don't have a vacuum cleaner. That's the two rules of having a vacuum cleaner, and we didn't have a vacuum cleaner. So I made the creative decision to cut that right out the script. So I was told that I would every 45 minutes we'll get a 15-minute break. That didn't happen. I was playing Willy Wonka for nearly 4 hours straight. It got to the point where I didn't know where I ended and Wonka began. Like, we started to become one. I was just a crazy man in a old warehouse. But I was given a lunch break. I went onto my lunch break. I sat in my car, to be honest, and just stared into the void for a little while. And then when I came back in, that's when things had got a little bit out of control. Rightfully so, people were furious. They were shouting. There was people filming things on their phone. There was things being broken, things being stolen, apparently. I just walked into this after my lunch. and was told to hide, which I was like, what has happened? So I was interviewed on the news yesterday, which I was more than happy to do because I thought, well, this will be an opportunity for me to kind of stick up for the group of actors who were also scammed by this event. In the interview, I talked about how we turned up, we'd worked out that we're probably not going to get paid for this event, but we'll stick around anyway, because we know that they're going to put it on without us. Kids are coming through. Let's at least try and make something of a nice experience for the children and families who are coming through. Then I said on the interview, I feel like an idiot, to be honest. I feel like I've kind of been taking the mick out of. Message all the actors was like, don't worry, I've defended us on the news. The news edited that interview, and what happened was last night at 6 o'clock was the guy at the studio saying, okay, now let's speak to Paul Connell, one of the actors who was at the event. It cuts to me going, I feel like an idiot, to be honest, and back to the studio. So that was good. I would like to finish this video by saying that I hope that the people who went there did get something out of it, other than one jelly bean and a quarter glass of lemonade. And I really hope that everyone gets the refunds that they deserve. It was an absolute mess, and the fact that I was a part of it is one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me. And anyone who knows me would know I've had a lot of embarrassing stuff happen to me. All right, guys, thank you very much. I'll be around. Maybe if I get desperate, you'll probably see me in a warehouse, in a production of Alice in Wonderville, where I'm playing the mad hat wearer, and I'll be handing out half a biscuit and a quarter of a cup of tea to all the kids for the tea party. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.
As funny as this whole situation is, I really do kind of feel bad for these people. Because, I mean, being trapped in that situation, imagine the anxiety of it all. You know what I mean? But also, this may be kind of a blemish on their career. A lot of these people are trying to make it as actors and actresses, comedians, whatever. A lot of them are looking for their big break. And now, unfortunately, what they may be known for the rest of their lives is this little weird, ghetto, whacked out Willy Wonka experience. Because this story has gone ultra viral. There's memes and cartoons of them. People have made cheap homemade video games about it already. It's gone crazy. And a meme lives on forever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've watched several videos about kids who kind of grew up who were a meme. It really affects their lives, but if these people are smart, they will capitalize off of this situation in any way possible. And if you ask me, I think they should make a movie about this. They should make like one of those fake found footage movies, like, the Blair Witch Project or Project X. I'm sure you've seen a found footage movie. They should make one of this event and just allow all of the actors to star in the roles that they actually played in this event. I think that a lot of people would show up to see that movie. I think it would be hilarious. And I think it would be a smart way for these people to kind of, get in front of the situation and reclaim the situation as their own instead of just being the butt of all jokes. But as much as we can point and laugh about this, there is a serious conversation to be had here as well. Because we're going to start seeing stuff like this happen more often. With the use of AI, people are sitting in their homes making these lavish photos. They could really trick people into thinking that they're going to all types of cool and crazy events, and you may show up to like an empty warehouse like these people did. Now, luckily, I don't think anyone got hurt. I think this was mainly a scam for money. But think about how evil people could start doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be really careful about where you show up to these days. Because you may see an ad online for a cool event. You may think it's nice to take your kids there. But that event may be an entire scam, not only to get you out of your money, but to put you in a dangerous situation. You know, who's to say that creepos won't take advantage of this? Oh, we can scam parents out of money, and we get to be around little kids all day, which is their favorite thing to do, right? So I think that we have to be more careful moving forward, because we are now living in the age of AI, and AI poses a lot of dangers to us all in so many ways that we haven't even thought of yet, right? So don't be surprised if we start to see more events advertised by fake AI photos, fake AI videos that trick people into spending their hard-earned money to show up to weird, crazy locations for some weird, wild, whacked-out experiences like we saw with the Wonka experience. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. If you're feeling generous and you want to donate to the channel, you can do so via Cash App, or you can help the channel by sharing the video, liking, subscribing, all of that good stuff. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.